All right, this is part 1 of the chapter 5 test. First question, determine whether the rate of change is constant. If it is, find the rate of change and explain what it represents. And so we're given a table of values. I'm going to take that table of values and look at an ordered pair. So my x value is time in minutes. My y value is elevation in feet. So my first point I'm taking from the chart is my x value is 0, my y value is 20,000. And then my other ordered pair, my x value is 2, my y value is 18,400. And so I'm going to use my slope formula, which is the change in y over the change in x. This being my x1, y1, this being my x2, y2. So I'm going to say 20,000 minus 18,400 divided by 0 minus 2 is going to give me 1,600 over negative 2, which then will reduce to negative 800 over 1. And really what that means, if we think about our y value, our x and our y value here was the elevation, and so that is feet. And our x value right here was time in minutes. And so what we have is a decrease of 800 feet per minute. So if we look over here at our answers, our correct for number 1 is D at negative 800 feet per 1 minute. And then it asks us what it represents. So it's asking us just to look at what this means and interpret this sign here. So obviously the elevation is going down. So it's going to be a decrease. And so if we look at this, it represents the number of feet the airplane decreases per minute. And so there's our feet per minute like we have over there. So our answer here is C. All right, looking at number 2, find the slope if it is defined of the line. And so if I look at this for this problem, I should notice that this is a vertical line, and I shouldn't have to do any work at all because I should know that vertical lines have undefined slope and that all of the x values, all the x coordinates of the ordered pairs are the same. And so if the equation of this line would be x equals negative 5, the slope of this line is undefined. Number 3, write the equation in slope-intercept form of the line with a given slope and the y-intercept. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. In this particular problem, they give us the slope. So y equals negative 2x, and they give us the y-intercept plus 9/8. And so this problem was really just knowing that m means slope and b means y-intercept, and that is our answer. All right, if we look at number 4. Number 4 says graph the linear equation x equals negative 8. So hopefully we remember just from our last problem that we know that this is going to be a vertical line, that the slope of this is undefined, and that all of my x coordinates will be the same. And so if I go to where x is equal to negative 8 and draw a line that includes all of those x coordinates, then that is my answer. Remember, it's not a single point, it is a line. All right, if we look at the next one here, writing, at time x equals 0, water begins to drain steadily out of a bathtub. After 60 seconds, the tub is 12 centimeters deep. After 120 seconds, it's empty. We want to write a linear function rule that models the depth of the water y, and the number of seconds x. Okay, so that's our first step there. It says suppose that the drain is suppose the drain of another bathtub is 0.4 centimeters per second. Use paper and pencil. Describe a draining race between these two tubs. Okay, so let's work with the first one here. At 60 seconds, we're at 12 centimeters. And at 120 seconds, the tub is empty, so it's at 0. So our x value for these particular problems, the x value is representing time in seconds, and the y value is representing centimeters. And so first thing I'm going to do is think of this as my x1, y1, and my x2, y2, and I'm going to need to figure out the slope here, or the rate of change. So I'm going to say the slope is equal to the change in y over the change in x. And so we're going to have 12 minus 0 over 60 minus 120. And so we're going to end up with 12 over a negative 60. And 12 over 60 will be a negative 0.2. 1/5 or negative 0.2. And so now we have to figure out the linear equation. And so we need to take and use one of our points and our slope, and we'll need to use point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so we'll have y minus 12 equals negative 0.2 times x minus 60. And now we need to do the distributive property. Negative times a negative is a positive. And then 60 times 0.2 is going to give us a positive 12. And then we have to use inverses to add 12 here. And we're going to end up with y equals negative 0.2 x plus 24. And I see when I wrote this here that I put the decimal point in the wrong place, so I want to fix that. And so my answer up here is negative 0.2, so decreasing at that rate, and it's starting at 24. All right, number 6 asks us to write the equation of the line. So I know that the slope is negative because it is going downhill. If I look right here, this is the intercept at the point 0, 8. And if I count to find my next point is right here. There's also a point here. But if I count this, this is down 4 and to the right 1. And so the equation of this line is going to be y equals, my slope is negative 4 over 1, or negative 4x. And then it's starting at 8. All right, number 7, a store sells gift cards in preset amounts. You can purchase $10 or $15. You have $340 to spend on gift cards. You want to write an equation in standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. And then what are 3 combination of gift cards that you have purchased? Well, if we look further, it says X is the number of $10 gift cards and Y is the number of $15 gift cards. So if we go with that X is the $10 gift cards, we would say that's $10 gift cards. We don't know how many we're buying, so that's 10x. And then we're going to add that to if Y is the number of $15 gift cards. $15 gift cards, we don't know how many we're buying, so that's 15Y. And that is going to equal the total amount of money that we have to spend, which is $340. And so our choice here will be D. Now we're going to use that to figure out different combinations of gift cards that we could buy. And so one we will need to start by looking at what are possible combinations. And so what I would do is I would just take this equation This really becomes a calculator problem now. It says 22 gift cards for $10 and 0 gift cards for 15. Well, if I do 10 times 22 plus 15 times 0, does that give me $340? And it obviously does not. If we take 10 times 22, that gives me 220. Plus 0 is 220, and that's 340. So we don't even have to try the rest of them because the first combination in part A is done. Okay, we would continue on with that process until we found one of these choices where all 3 of the gift cards varieties were correct, and that is actually choice D. I think we're going to stop the video here, and I'll pick up with number 8 on the next video.